Hi everybody, my name is Caleb. My challenge intervention paper topic is going to be immigrant students and the struggles that they face in a school setting. Right now, immigration as a whole is a pretty heated topic in politics. It's created some really hefty barriers and obstacles for immigrant families. These include stuff like poverty, lack of housing, deportation, lack of access to healthcare and other really important institutions. And these issues can kind of trickle down into the school setting as we know. Right now, some of the biggest challenges that immigrant students face are things like the language barriers. This doesn't just pertain to like learning in English. This is also stuff like how they can interact with their peers, what kind of after school activities they're able to participate in, and kind of leaves them, can make them feel isolated if there's not services offered in their language. And as I said, immigrant families as a whole struggle with poverty, and this can kind of push immigrant students into low-income schools that already struggle to provide adequate education to English-speaking students because of a lack of funding and resources. And so when they introduce non-English speaking students, this can increase the likelihood that they're going to be left disenfranchised in these schools. And as of recently, one of the biggest stressors for immigrant students is going to be a fear of immigration enforcement. I actually have personal stories of students asking me, are you on our team, quote unquote, in regards to immigrants being arrested by ICE. And it's a very real fear for them that can cause them to withdraw from school, perform poorly, and just kind of not really want to even attend school. Cultural differences as well, how school and social norms function in their country of origin versus how they are in their new school. And all of these kind of issues and challenges can leave immigrant students isolated and very vulnerable, and they are at high risk for being victims of bullying. Currently, research shows that schools have seen a 20% increase in immigrant students since 2022, and these numbers are expected to increase. As of right now, the last that I checked, I think there's about roughly 25,000 backed up cases for asylum, and if those people are admitted or if they're put into asylum camps, then their students will start attending schools, and so this is going to increase exponentially in the next few years. It's also been shown that immigrant students are highly likely to perform just as well or even better than their US-born counterparts if they're given the necessary tools for learning and success. Lastly, immigrant students are, like I said, at high risk for bullying. They are combined with their language barrier, it makes them very easy to get bullied and then very unlikely to reach out and find help when they are getting bullied. Some of the current interventions that are offered right now are things such as child family therapy. This study was done amongst low-income Mexican American and Latin American families and saw a significant decrease in family stress. There's also been a school-based therapy program that was geared towards improving school performance and allowing students to have an outlet to reduce emotional issues. It helped with both, and this was administered amongst students from a wide array of ethnicities and backgrounds. And then the last intervention that I want to mention is there's been an error correction strategy for improving migrant students' English spelling competency. This was administered for Spanish speakers only and focused on giving them a test, providing corrections both in English and Spanish, and then giving them the same test again and seeing how the scores differed. For my intervention, my idea was to implement a peer connection program. This is going to be aimed at connecting immigrant students and non-immigrant students in a way that can kind of foster friendships. I would like to focus on building a community to help ease immigrant students into the student population by having them have friends that they know, having people that they know they can talk to. And also, I would really hope that this would help reduce the likelihood of immigrant students getting bullied. My approach would have this to be a once a week meeting. A lot of elementary schools, junior highs, and high schools have club days. I would think I would kind of have this function the same way, where students are able to join as volunteers or referred to this program, and it happens during a free period or during lunch, and just gives us time to connect, and maybe even like students can help each other on school, students can help each other on other things. I would love to have events where we exchange both language and cultural exchanges. These are gonna be kind of aimed at identifying and appreciating differences, in hopes that this can, like I said, help reduce bullying and increase friendships. Really just increase the community and people and support groups that are in our immigrant students' lives. Some of the ways I would love to measure this, I think the easiest way would be having the immigrant students kind of self-report, and then the non-immigrant students self-report on surveys, say how they're feeling, how they feel their peer is doing, how they feel they've helped their peer, how they feel like they can help their peer. Kind of really take into account the needs that the students are saying, and then be able to better provide those services. And then I think one of the other ways that I would kind of have a more solid way of recording progress is to kind of monitor the English skills from our English second language students, see how they're doing, see how their competency is in reading, writing, and spelling. So thank you so much.